Hi, everybody. It's Arthur here from Arthur Lose Your Mind. And look who I have with me tonight. Linda G, the one and
Who do
only.
you have?
I don't know. Mrs. Calendar couldn't make it today, so I asked you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She was busy in the kitchen.
So we're glad to hear that you're okay in Los Angeles.
I have to say, I was really surprised with all the outpouring that I got. And thank you.
Me
Yeah,
too. Everybody's, oh my God, Linda. It's like, dude, I live 800 miles away. I live in Northern California.
people forget how big California is.
I know they think anything happens in California, they think you're involved. So,
Yeah. But
but
yeah.
you're involved. You,
Yeah, well, yesterday morning when I woke up, the sky was just smoke. It was luckily I'm not near the fires. I live with the poor people do.
yeah.
So I wouldn't, but but last night was terrifying because I'm not that
Yeah.
far
Did
from the
you
Hollywood Hills.
exit or did you stay put?
I stay put. There was no reason, but I did pack a bag.
They have 100,000 people they asked to
Hmm.
evacuate. And that, by the way, was arson.
Hmm.
Hollywood Hills was arson
But
because
there's
there's
also,
no big power lines up there.
yeah, and
People
and
said it was arson.
and also in Studio City,
Oh,
uh,
that was
in
arson
Class
too.
9, I believe so. Yeah,
Unfortunately, the winds are going to be back up to tonight.
I was looking out the window waiting to see like Annie M on a rocker or Sister Patrol flying by. It's pretty bad. And then the
Well,
dumpsters are going down the alleyway like this.
oh, I know.
So
I had
windy.
that when I lived here. It was so bad. I lived through a fire, which unfortunately 50 some odd people died, but the embers were like that big.
Yeah,
And this, I don't know if you remember the fire I was in 2017, but it went all the way to San Francisco. They
I
had to close
remember
the
that.
schools in San Francisco, so much dust and ember was coming. But my ex-husband was living here at the time, and me and the kids, we evacuated the babies. My babies were babies, my puppies.
Hmm.
We were heading to my sister. It took us like 5 hours to get to my sister's because of traffic. It was in the middle of the night, and he just kept putting water on the roof. And you know that nothing, no damage.
Good.
So,
Well,
but
you're
they found a
protected
guy
anyway.
dead out where you are. I don't know where exactly, on the lane on the side of the house with the hose still in his
Hmm.
hand.
Jeez.
It's
Well,
not worth sacrificing your life for things.
no, no. Like I said, I
I
had a
wasn't
small
even
backpack.
scared when I evacuated.
Hmm.
I didn't even, it was the weirdest thing. I just bought this house. I just dropped thousands of dollars in revamping it. And when I packed up my photos, my important papers, my dogs in their beds and the food and pictures, and a few, I didn't touch my jewelry. I picked up a few clothes for me. I didn't even care how much.
And you
And
didn't
I
take your birth
told you,
certificate either, right?
it's with my important
Oh, I
papers.
was gonna say I'd let mine burn.
Yeah, well, you can get another copy with stuff
That way I
like,
can lie.
yeah. But I told Universe, listen, if you want it, take it.
Take it. Yeah.
As long as my family and my puppies are here.
I had some friends from Long Beach call and say, if you want to come down, you got a place.
Oh,
So,
people are so sweet. I have a
well,
friend in Connecticut who said, oh, if you need to go, you're welcome here. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to drive to Connecticut.
well,
Man, she
actually, I
didn't
had,
understand that I live near wine country.
yeah,
I live where the happy people are.
yeah. I live where the cray crays are.
Yeah, so, but
But
apparently, we'll give a little gossip to the crowd here. All I guess I'm waiting another week to announce the nominees,
for the Oscars, yeah, Academy
and they're not going to have some show this weekend they were going to have.
was it SAG or something?
Tag, and a whole bunch of movies and stuff have stopped.
Well, they usually pile it up this time of year.
Yeah, this
So
is a busy year for Hollywood.
this time of year is really always busy. But
Yeah. But tonight, when the winds go up again, I hope the cops are everywhere. Why don't they declare martial law? Because, they did in the 1906 earthquake. And one of my ex-husbands has a family member who was the sheriff or the police marshal or something, and he was going down the street with a horse and carriage, and they thought he was crossing a line and shot him dead.
Oh my God.
But martial law, you can just shoot people on the spot.
I know that's why we have somebody that's threatening it all the time. So, well, we got some questions. Did you watch Jimmy Carter's funeral?
Oh, yes, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I can't stand the 45, but I will tell you, these guys showed grace, except for Mike Pence's wife would not shake his hand or his wife's hand. I don't blame her. Mother is not happy.
I thought it was sweet that what was it? Mondale's son had already written out something, and Gerald Ford.
Yeah, but they died beforehand.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite story was the one that his grandson talked about, where he got a call from his dad, from his papa,
Peepaw.
Peepaw.
Yeah.
And he says, "What's up, Peepaw?" He said, "What do you want?" He said, "Well, you just called me." "No, I didn't. I'm trying to take a picture." He got a cell phone.
Right.
So, but listen, can I ask you something really quick?
Sure.
I'm not doing readings anymore.
Right.
And people are asking me left and right. I just recommended you to somebody too.
Thank you.
But how's your schedule look if people really need a reading?
Actually, I cleared off a lot of the stuff this year, so I'm
Oh,
open.
good.
Yeah.
So you're wide open if people need, and I think you're very reasonable as far as costs is concerned. Okay, great.
Yeah.
You guys heard it here. He's wide open.
I had one person once say, though, your prices are expensive. I said, it's a Beverly Hills address. She was calling from wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was asked, you don't do it for $35? I'm like, no.
I think those days are gone though. I used to do readings for $30 and I would be booked till you couldn't breathe anymore.
Well, for years, I did everything for free. I just read for friends because I also had another job, so it didn't matter.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
when fire trucks. When 9/11 hit, my dad died, and when my dad died, 9/11 hit, and I lost my job. That's when I said, okay. And Gene Dixon had told me you'd be doing this. One day, this was going to be my job.
Isn't that
You would just know.
She doesn't know what she's talking. She's good, but she's not that good.
And this is back in 1988.
Wow.
During our first meeting, and she turned around and said, and you will have an audience. And I thought,
Patricia McLean, the psychic medium, told me that too. Astrologer, she said you're going to be sought after.
But I thought at the time I was writing a television show. So I thought that was the audience she was talking about. And this was years after she died. But then just recently, when I hit 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube, I'm like, oh my God, that's what Gene was predicting.
Yeah. Yeah. And just keep going because it builds. And me too. Patty said, you're going to be sought after. I see crowds of people watching you. And I was thinking Hollywood,
Well, I'm not going to be in a stripper pole, so. Best
Actor Award or something like that. But no, now I realize what she was talking about.
Yeah, it's amazing how, and it happens with clients too, where we'll make a prediction, and it's not coming from us, it's coming from the guides. And we'll tell them something, and then they don't see it. But then a couple of years later, they come back and say, you know what? This is how it happened.
This is how it happens.
So that's why I tell clients, try not to retrofit the reading.
It's even like with this Trump thing. Everybody's all in a huff. You guys got it wrong, blah, blah. I'm telling you right now, and it might take a year, 2 years. But when he won, and I had told my guys, what are you doing? You said she won. Well, she did win, they told me.
Yeah, that's why I had the same argument.
And they said his people need to see how bad he really is.
Hmm.
I mean, they're already talking about taking the $35 copay for insulin off the table. The Republicans are already talking about that.
And taking
How
away
does that
veteran,
help their people, their constituents? So most of them are in the poorest places.
right. And also taking away veterans.
Yes, you'll see, you guys.
Yeah.
This will work out beautifully.
Or as
And
I
by
say,
the way, I've been watching and trying to find out, does anyone know if the Supreme Court, Sotomayor, however you
so to
say,
my ear.
she was supposed to talk to them today and make
Hmm.
a decision, which I feel she'll say, no, you still have to be in front of that judge on Friday. Has
Yeah.
anyone heard anything about that?
No,
Okay.
no. But isn't Alvin Bragg also was asked to write something?
Well, she wanted everything by 10 o'clock today,
Okay.
Eastern time. So,
Well,
but it takes a lot of hours. How much you want to bet tonight? She says, Nat, you show up.
and the fact that Trump has talked to Alito before this, I mean, that's enough for recusal, but we know the man's not going to recuse himself.
No, they just don't care. We'll do what we want to do. F you. That's who they are. That's how they roll.
It makes me want to rewatch the Pelican Brief.
I don't remember that show.
They had an assassin killing all the Supreme Court justices
No. Oh, let me write that down. I'll have to watch it.
with Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington.
Pelican Brief.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, my friend. I get a very strong feeling like snipers. My daughter looked at a right-sided
Mhm.
website, or I don't know where she goes, but she knows where they go. And they're all talking about they have a strong feeling that somebody's going to try to take him out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But not because they love him, but somebody's going to try to take him out. And that's what they're talking about.
Well, I said kind of it was pithy, but somebody asked me, "Will JD Vance be president?" And I said, "Depends how close he's standing to Trump.
Listen, I'm not the least bit worried if he does become president.
We'll have a blue Congress."
Yeah, because he's a nothing. I got this from Danny, by the way.
That's sweet.
Danny and his lovely wife.
Oh, that's like, I did get a note from Valerie Dragonfly Crystals.
Oh,
She was at LAX last night because she's going to Cancun, and she said, because she flew down from Vegas, she said, "Oh my God, the smoke! It's just insane here."
was she able to fly out?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. I saw the pictures from the plane landing. It was just
Yeah,
unbelievable.
just going through the smoke. It's nuts. People don't realize it, how, you know, but God bless everyone and the
God
first
bless.
responders. They worked overtime.
And then that State Farm cut everybody's about 4 months before. They just cut them off 30,000. In the meantime, my State Farm car insurance went up $30 in a couple of months with nothing, no explanation. Just put it up.
Mhm.
I'm about ready to write them and say, you know what, need to give me an explanation.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever drive.
I'll give you
No
the name of my
accidents,
insurance company
nothing.
because I pay by the mile.
You paid by the what?
By the mile.
Oh, that's a good
Because I
idea.
don't drive that much.
Yeah,
Since COVID, you pay a base rate and then by the mile.
that's a good idea.
So, because I used to have a car just sitting in the garage for 180 bucks a month in insurance.
Yeah. My
And
last car was a lease and I put 150,000 miles in 3 years.
okay.
They tried to charge me 200 something for insurance. I said, what are you doing? I don't even drive. Look at this, 150,000 miles, 3 years. That's not bad at all.
Uh, my car is a 2015 and it has 30,000 miles on it.
Oh my God, you never drive it.
Well, when I first got it, it was during COVID. It was used, but I got it during COVID, and then it just sat there, and it sat there ever since.
Do you walk to the store and stuff?
I'll say yes to that, but I also have Instacart on speed dial.
I know that one. We pay more, but I don't care. Ever since COVID, man, I love that Instacart.
Hmm.
I don't use the other one, DoorDash. They try to screw me, charge me
No, I use
$47
them.
for 3 pieces of bacon.
Mhm.
And I argued with them and they just denied it. So I said, guess what? I'm not going to use you anymore.
Yeah. But I first started using Instacart when I was sick in bed for those 3 months when I had pneumonia and collapsed lung, back in 2020. I think that's when it kind of started. And
Yeah,
I should have bought stock in the place.
I know, me too. I got a lot of them.
But
And, if Nicole's sick or anybody's sick, I always send stuff.
and I'm a really good tipper. So,
Me too. And that pays back, by the way, because they
oh,
remember
I've had,
you.
yeah. And also, I live in an apartment building and I'll just go outside and say, okay, give me the stuff. And walk back in. I don't have to come.
Do you remember Bette Midler in Beaches?
Oh, yeah.
And they said, why do you tip the doorman so much? She said, it keeps them honest.
I
They
had,
remember you.
I had a friend, um, she was a news anchor, and she used to say, if ever you order Chinese food, tip them well. And I always did. And
Yeah,
one time she goes, when you're sick, they will deliver. And I
really?
was really, and I used to drive them crazy anyway. So it's like hi, how can I help you? I'm like, I'd like the turkey special, please, with the roast beef on the side. And oh, you have wrong. Oh, it's you. They
So
were,
when you got sick, they were happy to help.
they were right there.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, they were right there.
So
So
we got questions.
yes, we do, and lots. There's some about the LA fire.
Okay.
Like Tana Fox asks, are the California fires an act of terrorism? I don't feel they were terrorism.
No, but I do see people deliberately exacerbating it. Arson, but when it initially started, it wasn't arson. And it was definitely, it was a fire that would have been handled except for 70 to 100-mile-an-hour
Yeah,
gusts.
the gust just killed everything. And Yvonne, hello, awesome Arthur and Linda, Lady Linda. In Southern California, we're experiencing several fires and crazy winds for 2025. Should we buckle up for more, or will Gaia be kind?
Nope. I told you guys on my
Yeah.
2025 predictions, the winds, the rain, the water, even volcanoes and earthquakes, we are going to see an amplification, but it's just the earth. If the earth isn't mad at us, the
Mm-mm.
earth is readjusting.
It's going to a shift.
And so, unfortunately, and it's kind of cool because he'll be in office and he's not going to be able to help people, which will make the people who are dirt poor and have nothing stand up in arms and say, do something for us.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, there's one question here. Will Orange Man help California?
No. And it's a good thing this happened while
Biden's,
did you get that hit too?
yeah.
Because I don't see Trump helping.
I
Yeah.
would say how many people in California voted for me?
There was a bunch of Republicans down there.
But do you want the real results? The results we gave you?
Yeah.
But no.
Jesus.
And also like that lie he said when he said everything was cut by all those 50 million, was it? He said FEMA cut California and all that stuff. Trump.
Oh, they're trying to say that they cut on the fire department, that the mayor, who everybody's mad she was in Africa. But anyway, they didn't cut, they added.
Yeah.
So it was a total lie.
The man
And
farts
that
and lies.
paperwork is all over the internet if you want to look it up. They
Mhm.
added, I think, 47 million to the fire department.
We needed it. I got a couple questions here about the rally on the 19th. What is
Oh,
45's intent with the rally on January 19th? Is there any intent to incite violence? And then got another one from Ethereal Material. I like that. I love your collaborations. Will the Women's March on the 18th be safe? What is the devious plan for Dump and his lackeys half of the 19th? I feel like
well,
something
the
bad will
19th, he's
happen.
not president. And the march that's going to happen, is that on the 16th or the
18th.
March? Huh?
The 18th.
Okay, so that one, there'll be some upsets, but not bad. And the other one, I just hear crickets. I don't know if very many people will show up.
Right. Well, I don't think people are gonna, if we have the, oh, I had a dream the other night where
What?
it was the inauguration
Yes?
and there was a sinkhole.
Ooh. And in what location around Trump was the sinkhole?
He was right there about to put his hand on his own Bible.
Well, you know, he won it the first time. He wanted to put his hand on the power of the deal or something with the
Part
deal,
of the
his
deal,
own
yeah.
book. And they said, sir, that won't look good.
Yeah. But no, that was a, I woke up from that and I wrote that one down.
Wow.
What was interesting was all the Democrats were still standing in air.
Up in air?
Yeah, it's like there was a big sinkhole and Trump and everyone went down. And then I just saw like Jasmine Crockett and Biden and
You
Joe
should
and
have wrote that on your YouTube. Let me tell you, that is, if that is a prophecy, I don't know what is. That is a prophecy.
is it?
That is telling you they will sink.
Mm,
And we just will be witness to it.
yeah.
We really, I am so confident that he's going to implode. I can't even begin to tell you. He's going to implode.
Well, remember the very first show I did with you, I said, don't worry about Trump. You have to be alive to be a president. And that just came
Yeah.
out of my mouth. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah. It just, you know, we don't want to wish that kind of stuff on him, but I don't feel him being around. I just feel, but you know, the other thing is if there was any sort of a hit or something, then they would overlove him. He's got to do stuff to show people who he really is for his own constituents to say, wait a second, you promised us this. The price of eggs have doubled.
But you're worrying
Things
about
are
Canada,
worse, and you're
Greenland,
worried about taking Canada.
and Panama and Greenland.
Oh, they're laughing at him. Mexico's making a big joke out of him.
Oh, I love what she said.
What? Oh, I know.
That map. I actually do have someone in Denmark.
Oh, what do they say?
She's sweet. Hallie said, "Dear, hello, Linda and Arthur from Denmark. Regarding Greenland, I am sure there will be no sale of Greenland, but there will be will there be any problems between Greenland and Denmark in the future? Have Don Jr. started some MAGA groups up there? And thank you, Linda, for introducing Arthur to us.
Aw, you're welcome. He
Bless
still
you
owes
both.
me the money, though. I haven't
I
gotten
know.
a dime. So
Happy
listen,
on.
let me tell you something real quick. I just saw it on the news,
Go.
and you'll find it. Apparently, Don Jr. and the gang that went up there, by the way, they exited as fast as they came in.
They got chased out of town.
They were giving away hats or something in exchange for a meal. Like, wear this hat and be at our rally, and you'll get a free meal, because there's a lot of people that could use a meal. But, you know, the one guy that talked good about Trump is a felon.
Right, the poster boy.
Yeah. But they had to get out of there because the natives don't like them. You don't mess around with natives.
Uh-uh. No. And the Scots still want him gone.
The Scottish people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they were going out to did you hear about this? His golf course, and they crap in the holes.
Mhm. There's a
That's a
document
Scottish person for you.
there's a documentary though about a woman, she has now passed, where for 2 years he blocked her water.
Oh, I know.
He's so
It's a cruel man.
petty. Okay, we've got another Bonnie Russell. Since Mershon got a letter from a group of psychiatrists regarding Trump, will he sentence him to a psych evaluation conducted by court-appointed psychiatrists?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that either. And what do you think about tomorrow, the 10th? Will he be sentenced?
I think, well, a sentence or a slap on the wrist, but it's enough that it is in the books. Boom,
Exactly.
that's why he's fighting, that he is a convicted
Stamped.
felon. Because he even said, Marshawn said, I'm not going to put you in jail. I'm not going to do anything. You don't even have to be here. He's bending over backwards for this guy. And he's trying to stop it because it will be a
Official.
certified felon. He can't go to Canada. He can't go anywhere.
Can't vote.
Can't vote.
Like it really matters to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He talks to a Supreme Court justice, no problem.
Oh, he's
Even
on
though
the veto.
yeah, he would have Putin over spending the night if he could.
Kim Jong-un and she have a sleepover.
Yeah.
That should be the next Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
All taking place in the Lincoln bedroom.
Oh my God.
But this goes without saying. It seems that from Sorius, well, I'm not going to say it, but it's the orange one, likes to create chaos. What is he hiding, distracting from us now?
They talk behind closed doors. He's just looking to get money. He just wants to pilfer the United States of America. He's just looking, he wants to open everything for to do uh what do they call it? Drilling.
Yeah.
And Biden closed it off and he thinks he can unclose it, but he can't.
The one thing about Biden, I really feel some of the things he's passed, they're like these little
Yeah,
guardrails or little glitches that Trump doesn't see until he tries to do something. It's like, oh,
right. He sold all that stuff for the wall that he never used. Sold it.
to China. No, just kidding.
And the other thing is, wait till he leaves. He's going to pardon so many people. He's not going to be able to touch anybody.
Well, I saw an interview with Liz Cheney, though. She said she didn't want to be pardoned because that would mean she did something wrong.
Yeah. Although
Yeah.
her dad might talk her into otherwise.
Yeah.
It's
It was
just
just,
sort of protecting her.
it's just like when, he said he was not going to pardon Hunter, but then when he sat down and talked to Trump that day, yeah, afterwards he
He
pardoned.
knew he
Yeah.
had to do it because he knew they were just going to be like rabbit crazy people.
Yeah. Do you see Kash Patel getting in?
I don't feel it. Mr. Magoo, Cash
Uh,
Patel,
the head of the FBI.
you ever try to look him straight in the eye? It's a
No,
good thing he's not a woman. He wouldn't be able to put on eye mascara. He's got eyes going one way or the other.
I'm sure
I
JD
don't
Vance could
see
help him with
Cash
his makeup.
Patel. I don't see that woman getting in either. What's her name?
Chelsea Gabber,
I don't see
not
her.
yeah, her and Pam Bondi.
Yeah, they've already are questioning Pam Bondi. And by the way, there's going to be some shock and awe because the FBI is going to release their background checks.
Right. And also, we still have at least the January 6th stuff coming out
Oh,
from
I know.
Jack Smith.
That's coming out like any time now because
Yeah.
Merritt said, yeah, we're going to release it. Oh, that gal from Florida, that judge thought she could do both. And they're like, oh, hell no, you can't do both. You can't release either one. Yeah, we can. Watch this space.
Yeah, well, she's telling Garland you can't do this, but the only reason why is because the two other co-defendants, they said it would harm their case,
Yeah.
It's still
They
coming.
might just black out those people. I see it getting out. I see a lot of stuff. I see shock and awe before he even tries to take the oath.
Before the sinkhole?
Yeah. That is a significant dream.
Yeah.
And don't forget my dream. I saw those snipers up on the roof looking right at Trump and JD Vance. And then I heard the shooting.
Well, what always got me was, remember Trump used to be so involved with the WWF?
Yeah.
They have little pads of blood that they use in their little theatrics.
Is it real blood or just a
no, it's stage blood. Like when the wrestlers, for the show and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to say more about Butler, but still.
Yeah.
Manchurian candidate all over again.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Why did JD look somewhat stunned and deflated when the votes were certified in his favor?
I just think the guy's not able to say much at all. I see them pushing him to the side. And he can't complain. I don't think he likes Elon Musk at all, even though Elon really wanted him to get in. He
Well,
wasn't a very good senator.
mm-mm.
Even if something happens to Trump and he takes his place, he's a nothing burger because nobody likes him.
Maybe I'll get a job with Living Spaces or Maybelline. Just saying. Um, what do you think about Canada?
Yeah, Canada is like this.
No, but
Canada
I
could
got
care
a
less about
Lucy
Trump.
Claire's asking, could you read on Cynthia Freeland, the Liberal Deputy Prime Minister in Canada? She's of a Ukraine background. She's straightforward. Is she going to try and take over for Trudeau?
May. She may.
Because I felt a
Because
female.
Trudeau stepped down, I think she could very well get in. I know Canada is a little bit panicked because they don't want anybody like Trump getting in.
Mm-mm.
Somebody that would hand him the key.
They become the 51st state.
Yeah.
Will Judge Cannon, we just talked about her, but will Judge Cannon be censored, disbarred, or face any other consequences for involving herself in blocking release of Jack Smith's report?
Well, but down the road, she will be sanctioned. I do feel like she's basically going to be a nothing burger. If one of the Supreme Court justices steps down, which probably Thomas will be the first, I see the Trump administration wanting to put her in. But what's going to happen is she won't pass the muster with the Senate.
Mm-mm. You know that one woman that W. Bush tried to get in? It lasted like for 1 minute. She had no experience whatsoever.
Who was it?
I forget her name, but George W. Bush tried to float a name for Supreme Court justice, and this woman had absolutely no.
No, I don't remember that.
No, it was like enough. That was the first nothing burger, really.
But they wouldn't even open the door for her, right?
No, no. Um, I like this question. Naomi Biden gave birth. Will the new baby push Joe to do something?
What?
Naomi Biden.
Daughter gave
Yeah,
birth to a little boy
yeah.
because I saw him and his wife holding their grandson.
Will the new baby push Joe to do something? In other words, I've got this kid I got to worry about.
No, he's doing something right now for the United States
That's
of
what I
America.
thought too.
But he's glad he's retiring because he can spend a lot of time with that baby. He's going to be in love with that child.
I still
That's him
see
and Jill's child.
I still see Biden, like, when Jimmy Carter left office, he was still a statesman. He did a lot of negotiations, helping a lot of things. I see Biden in that position once Trump is gone.
Okay.
Will all the astronauts be rescued from the International Space Station?
Yes, I'm so sorry it's taken so long, but I saw the rescue.
And will the new administration and Congress be able to cut veterans' health care, retired federal military pensions, and food stamps?
I see them bringing it up for a vote, and I see veterans furious. They better look out because you're going to get some cray-cray vets that could even have some sort of something attached to their wheelchair. I mean, I'm seeing them fighting.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
No, I never watched that show.
Oh, this one guy goes in and he gets this older guy to put a bomb in his wheelchair to kill
Oh,
somebody. It blows them both up.
did you see who was that guy? That was a Seinfeld writer, Larry David.
Hmm.
When they did the thing where he used a disabled toilet and the guy in the wheelchair threw a fit. It was a big, it was a big, and then at one point he goes back in that bathroom and the wheelchair guy was using a regular toilet because the other one was being used and he gave him such a bad time.
Uh, we have some good writers out here.
Oh yeah. That was one of the funniest shows. It was crazy sick, but it was funny.
I think we're gonna wrap this up because you've got an appointment to go to. Do
Yeah, well, but can I ask you, Robert Kennedy, what do you think about him?
three, two, one, adios.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I think the worm would have a better chance than he does. But I was gonna say, what are you picking up to tell everyone that they should know? If you don't mind me
Oh,
asking.
don't worry about this too, but unfortunately, be very aware of your surroundings because we are going through some significant earth changes. And everything people were warning people about is about ready to come true. It's not just here in the United States, it's in
It's
other countries.
worldwide.
Yeah. I see landslides, I see good significant volcanic activity, I see earthquakes. There was a 7 point something just now in where was it? Was it down in Africa?
I'm not sure.
But anyway, there's just be aware, go as light as possible as you can. You know, keep a little cash of money, cash. You know, try to keep your car full. I never drive anywhere, but if I get it down a quarter of a tank, I fill it up. And just be ready.
People have asked me, should I hoard food? I'm like, I don't worry about that. I'm fat. I have to lose weight.
I have a significant, if you were in my garage, I have a lot of bottled water ready. I have canned meats, I have a lot of canned goods. My refrigerator alone would feed us for a week.
I don't have any room to store anything in my place. It's a small apartment, so
Yeah,
you know.
but it's yours and it's your home. And do you ever think if you would take any books with you? Because I have a lot of books, but it's just too hard to pack them.
There'd probably be four.
4 books you would take. And one would be my book, correct?
Yes. You, Gene Dixon, and I have 2 books signed by Ira Gershwin.
Oh, cool.
So those are probably
I'm
good.
listening to Al Pacino right now, his book.
Oh, okay.
It's entertaining. And Michael McDonald wrote a book that I really enjoyed. I order audio as well as the book because if it has pictures, I can look at the pictures.
I do the same thing.
You do the same
I
thing.
just ordered the second volume of Dune. I'm a
Oh,
science
I
fiction
don't like
person.
Dune. I've never liked it, never understood it. I go because my boys want to go, and so I'll go with them.
Yeah, but did you see the second one and not see the first one?
No, I saw both.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't understand it. I was never the Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or any of that stuff. Although the Star Trek series with the
I was
new
going to say I'm more Star Trek,
Star Trek was good.
but I just wish, by the way, congratulations on your 100,000. I know you don't make a big deal out of it, but
No. Thank you,
congratulations.
though. Thank you. Well, it's the people that did this, they're
It's a
very
wonderful
kind.
community, and I am
It's a
so
great
blessed,
community.
and I can't
Oh,
thank you
did you
enough.
do a show with Mel the other day?
Mhm.
How I need to watch it. I don't get back to watch shows that much.
Um, Power went out in the middle of it. My power went out. It was during the winds and everything.
Oh, wow. So you
And
didn't get to finish it
I I was able to get back online.
via your phone or something?
Yeah. I used my phone as a hotspot.
Yeah, I'm so lucky. I got that Generac. It's like if I was talking to you now and my power went out, just wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, it's back up. I don't lose internet, nothing.
Well, unfortunately later in the night the spectrum went out. So
Ooh, that's
even
not
though I
good.
had electricity and everything, spectrum was still the power, the power lines, out here where I live, they're all over above the ground. So when it's get windy, it's
Oh,
windy.
that's like here. That's what caused that huge fire was the power poles. So they spent a lot of money putting them underground too.
Yeah.
So
Well, all I can tell people is, you know what? This too shall pass. It may seem
Yeah,
like a kidney stone, but it's going to pass.
it will pass. It'll hurt like a SOB, but it'll pass.
It only makes us better.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Linda. I
Thank
really
you,
appreciate
honey.
you
It's
taking
a
time
delight talking to you. I always enjoy talking to you.
back at you. All right.
All right,
Well,
sweet.
thanks, everybody.
Thanks, you guys. And don't forget, he's open for bookings.
I'm cheap. I
He's
walk the
cheap.
streets with a sandwich sign.
Ooh, a sandwich sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right. Bye
thank you.
bye.